And any of our bodies being broken or in wheelchairs or illness or disease or whatever it is, just it's a thought away. That's all it is. It's just simply a misconceived thought of not understanding the reality. And you can fix all those things in an instant. And we're about, this is the Mayan prophecy. We're going to begin to go into a beautiful new world. And
that's why I didn't quite understand what you were saying earlier, that the Mayans are not able to even comprehend or see to the level of consciousness or to what we can really envision.
No.
Because from my understanding and what you're saying, so I just in here with that they're coming from and they're originated from Atlantis. You speak a lot of the Atlantis, of the Egyptians as well.
Yes,
So
yes.
how is this all related, and what piece of that knowledge did the Mayan don't have anymore? I need to reconnect through us, or
everything that we have just said, they understand and they believe. If you talk to them, they will talk to you about this. They understand the Hunab Ku, the very center of our creation. They understand things that science is just beginning to get. And so they're ahead of us on those kind of levels. They really do see clearly. But in my discussion with them, they don't understand there's another cycle that's ending right now. And this is a big deal. And in my discussion with them, they're not aware of that cycle. It's the biggest cycle in existence. It's the beginning of creation and the end of creation. And everything begins and ends. Everything. And this creation that we're in with these stars and planets and all this that we live within is about to end forever, more than likely. We may use it again, but probably not. And we're about to go into another level, octave of universes. There's 12-dimensional level universes that we live in right now, and which science also is beginning to get that right now. And we're about to go into another level, a higher level of octave of universes. This is a blessing. This is a gift from us, from the universe to us. This is not anything to be afraid of or worried about or concerned about. This is way, way beyond those kinds of levels of thought. And on those levels, the Mayans don't know about that. And so Melchizedek consciousness is where, that's why we're here, to lead us back to that other level once we get into the level of immortality and we begin to understand and remember who we are. Remember, we go, every one of us goes back before this creation was made, before it actually even existed. And we will exist long after this creation after it ends. And when it ends, it's just going to be poof like that, just instantaneous. It simply will no longer be. The plug will be pulled, and we will be in another level of existence. And I mean, for our universe, which we don't understand either, we are the greatest blessing that has ever happened, ever. Because we are the ones that are making this internal change, making this jump across, and doing it in a way that's never been done before, which will begin to affect every single race in this entire universe. They are all going to follow us. We are this little beat-up race that looks like we can't do anything, and we're about to emerge as this little Superman and woman that has emerged very quickly, because normally this takes hundreds of millions of years, and we're going to do this over about 2 years. And this is great. That's why they're all here. That's why all the ETs are here. That's why so much of life is watching what is going on, because they know that what happens within us is going to happen within them too. It has to do with the speed of evolution. We are now evolving at this moment faster than any evolutionary pathway has ever evolved before in history, ever.
I guess there is two currents, no? There's the people that are conscious and are embarking on this and living this and feeling this, and there's some other people that feel totally numb and unconscious about any of this.
I know, but they're going to be fine through this. They're going to have an awakening that is just going to be stupendous.
Nice. Looking forward.
holy, they're just not even going to believe it when they start remembering who they are and what this is all about, because they've completely forgotten that. I mean, they had a bump on their head. Everybody did. We all had a bump on our head that made us go unconscious. And we've just been basically surviving, just trying to get through, not realizing that within us is a power that is greater than anything we can even imagine right now. And so as this begins to unfold, which it hasn't started really to unfold yet, but we're going to know it when it does.
We'll just know. There's no signs. We'll just know. You have to stop waiting for signs and outside data and all of that.
Well, there will be outside external signs, and the Mayans believe this too.
Okay.
The first one will probably be this breakdown of the computer systems of the world, coming from the sun. It's our Father shutting it down, saying you don't need this anymore, and just literally shutting it off, and forcing us to begin to take charge with our own selves of surviving and living and what is going on. And then the magnetic field comes in, and magnetic field pulse, which is this extraordinary event that's about to happen. The North Pole is going to become the South, and the South is going to become the North. And magnetic field controls almost everything in our body. It controls our brain. It controls our heart rhythm. It controls all our sight. It controls our hearing, our balance, on and on and on. And Russia is mapping all these things right now. They find over 35 major world diseases right now that are caused purely 100% from the weak magnetic field that's going on right now. I wish we want to make a video from Russia of what they believe scientifically is taking place, because as I see it, they understand better than anybody right now what is actually occurring.
Yeah, you're saying this in your book, that a lot of them are really, for years and decades, are really searching into this because they know how important it is, huh?
They understand. They really do understand more than anyone else. There are certain people and groups of people that have come together that do have a very good understanding. There's two videos out there right now that I can suggest to the public to see. One of them is from Nova, and it's called Magnetic Storm, and it was done in November 2003, and you can buy it for $20 or something like that. And if you understand that, these are geophysicists from all over the world giving their understanding of what's going on with the magnetic field, and this is on a pure scientific level. There's another one coming up right now. Hold on one second.
Sure. A little short break. Drunvalo will be right back.
Yes, I will be right back.
Right back on the Juicy Living Tour.
Okay, here we go. This is another way that I suggest you take a peek at. It's called Solar Revolution. Dieter Broder. He's a German geophysicist, and he's talking about the magnetic field and what this means for us now on levels of how it affects human consciousness. This is very long. It's too long. I wish I could edit this thing and bring it down in about half its length, and it would still say the same message. So I apologize for the length. But still, in here is the understanding that is very important. If you get this, you understand where we're going right now. At least not everywhere where we're going, but you've got a pretty good understanding of what's going on with the Earth and what science is seeing around all of this on all kinds of levels, and how the magnetic field, the end result of that, is a changing human consciousness from human to something higher. And so
is it the same that what the Atlanteans were experiencing back then? Are we going back into that? How is it similar to what the Egyptian, the Atlanteans, the Mayans even, and
which was just under 13,000 years ago, they triggered the event by misusing energy illegally, and did something that you're not supposed to do, and they created a Merkaba field that went out of control and ripped the dimensional spaces apart, and everything that we're going through right now is because of that. That's all our war and our pain and our disease and everything else, we shouldn't be here now. But we did this, and we karmically have to live through it, and we are. We're there now. We've been through all the pain part. We're almost through it, and we're almost to the other side, and it's going to be a lot better. I mean, really a lot better. When you get to the other side, all of us, when we get to the other side and we remember who we are, we're just going to, oh my God, it's going to feel like a kind of we just woke up out of a nightmare, and we're going to remember who we are, and it's over. It's over. It's done. And from there on in, everything will be much, much easier, better, more beautiful, heartfelt. People care. This idea that there's Star Wars and everything is fighting not only here but out in the heavens is just not true. We are a very old being. The galaxy, our galaxy we live in, is a living being that has been alive for a very long time. And we have long ago learned how to organize and structure and work together as one living being. And the whole thing is doing that. And but we have lost all of that. We're about to get it back.
And part of reconnecting to that is both men and women have to reconnect to their feminine side, reconnect through their heart to Mother Nature, to the sun.
It's
this
keeping
total,
balance.
full rebalance and reconnection so that the energy can recirculate again.
Yeah. We really, really need to connect with Mother Earth. You know the whole thing with that new science that was found, earthing? Do you know about earthing?
No.
I suggest everybody go around and check it out. It was a single guy who discovered that when your feet are off and your feet are touching the dirt, a special energy comes out of the earth. It's an electrical energy that comes in, and it gets rid of all your free radicals, and it balances your body, and disease begins to drop and change. And a lot of the reason why we have really tailspinned out in health and everything else is because we have isolated from the earth. We wear shoes that doesn't allow this energy to get through. We drive in cars with rubber tires, and we're not insulated. And every one of our houses, almost all of them throughout the world, are sitting on concrete, which is an insulator. And so when we're in our houses, we're insulated from the earth. In our cars, we're insulated. On our shoes. Even concrete is an insulator. So if you're walking on the sidewalk barefoot, you're still insulated. And this is another thing that is very important to help us to begin to gain the clarity and the strength that we need to make this change. To make it easier is spend more time connected directly with your skin touching the earth.
And that makes sense. And at the same time, we see in Africa, the diseases going through the feet as well of those little poor Africans that cannot wear shoes, and are directly, because of that same issue, they're really being affected in many ways. But the Mayans, though, in Mexico, the little Mayans in the village of Sisbichen, for example, I've seen them walking just barefoot everywhere.
Oh, I know. The Aboriginals don't wear shoes walking across the hot desert in Australia, 130 degrees, and their feet are sizzling on the ground, and they still feel the need to be connected. There still is a need. If you want, you can actually buy a sheet with nano silver running through it, and you plug it into the ground in your electrical system in your house, and it's just exactly the same as if you were lying on the earth naked.
I like the naked part.
I do too.
A lot of teachers speak of the synchronization of the right and left hemisphere. How is that important to you in this evolution?
Well, the right and left hemisphere, this is something that the Monroe Institute is really into, and other government research bodies, and it is very important. And yet you look at someone that has developed this so far, like the Monroe Institute. I have somebody here working for me now that's been through their entire training, and realized that through this whole time, they never mentioned the heart. And so it isn't just the brain. The brain is important, but the heart really is far more important than the brain. It's older. It is more primal. It existed prior to the brain, There was a time when you were only a heart and you had no brain at all except for a tiny one inside of the heart. And so
Yeah,
I
for
don't
you,
know.
the work is really heart-based, and is there even a synchronization? Because I spoke with somebody else, an Ernesto Ortiz, that spoke of the back of the heart too. It was so interesting to hear what he had
Well,
to say of what's the back of the heart.
the back of the heart is what Jesus talked about through the Coptics and others that he put this information out to. It is the back of the heart has an opening. It's a little tiny vortex, small, and then if you leave the brain and go behind the heart, you can go up to that place, and it just kind of pulls you in like a vacuum cleaner, and not so strong. It just gently sucks you in, and you go down this long tube. You're only going about 3 inches, but it feels like you're going a lot further, and you keep moving, 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 and then all of a sudden you come to a absolutely black space with no light and still. It's called the stillest place in the universe. And at that moment, you are in the outer sacred place of the heart, and that is the beginning of the higher consciousness. You have to go through this. That's one way to get. There are other ways to get in there. That's not the only way, but you have to remember your connection to the heart and begin to live that, or ultimately through this process that we're doing. It isn't an option. You can't do it from your brain. Your brain doesn't have any idea what's going on or how to make this change. Only your heart knows what to do. It has a wisdom that is so deep, and so. But what we do in awakening the illuminated heart through our school of remembering is to begin to reconnect the heart back to the brain in an ancient traditional way that is easy to understand, and only in the ancient traditions of Kundalini and Kriya Yoga and Tibetan Buddhism and things like this, they want a long time. They want 21 to 40 years to be able to make that connection. It's a very honorable thing to do, but we don't have that much time. And we just simply don't. We only have no more than 3 years maximum. And I know this for sure. And so through the Ascended Masters, I asked them what to do, and they taught me this intimately and then had me reduce it down, just keep throwing away everything that wasn't important. I mean, like in Kundalini Yoga, they figured out certain areas of consciousness, like samadhi, for example. You do not have to go through samadhi to get into the higher levels of consciousness. But it's important to map these kinds of things, but we throw that out. We throw out a lot of stuff and get only to what you absolutely have to get from the third to the fourth dimension of the earth. And so we've reduced it. And we've got it down to now to 4 or 5 days. And so if you want to go onto Drunvalo.net and go onto the School of Remembering, there's 160 teachers all around the world in every language, including French, that can get you there in a very short amount of time. And some people will do that, some people won't. But whatever you do, and some people will never know what hit them. They're just going to suddenly be in the midst of all these changes that are going on, and they won't know what is going on.
But it's okay.
It is okay, and life is prepared for that. The Ascended Masters have come together, and with the Great White Brotherhood, which is 72 orders that were created before humanity actually was here, 200 years ago, this particular DNA. And they laid this out a long time ago because they knew then what was going to happen. And so on the last order of this is called the Brotherhood of the Seven Rays. They are physically in Bolivia in South America. And that is a fourth dimensional connection to the earth that is designed to receive people that are confused about what's going on. If you're not confused, right, go ahead. But if you are confused, if you went through the death process and you didn't bring your body with you, then that's a problem. And they teach you everything you need to know, that your body was an image and you can recreate it, and you have to get it back because the body is the baby on the next level of existence. This physical form is important. And that's what the Egyptians were doing. That's what Christianity was doing through resurrection, was bringing the body with them. And there are other ways of doing this. That's not the only way. And so whatever way you get there, however it is, you're going to be fine because there are parts of you, parts of humanity that have gone ahead of you that are prepared to receive you, every single one of you, individually, and give you the training that you need to know so you can get to your memories and you can remember what's going on.
I have another question related to dreams and about remembering. Do you feel the dreams right now are being a little bit up so that we receive more than ever information? I mean, maybe this is something people listening, the beautiful co-creators out there have that feeling, but it's quite, in my experience, maybe it's just because I came back from some initiation over in Mexico, but I don't know. But
I agree with this. But you got to understand, there's two different dream bodies in the human being. There's the dream body that comes from the brain, and that is a polarized instrument, half male, half female. And so when you dream from there, then you can have very, very, very good dreams, or you can have very, very bad dreams. And so if that's the process you're functioning through, I really suggest you learn how to get into the heart, because there's another dream process there. And that dreaming process, that the heart is not polarized. It's a unity field that has no polarity in it at all. And the dreams that come from the heart look and feel very similar, but there's no negative dreams. The heart knows how to dream without any of this blackness or darkness, or negativity rather. And those are the dreams that are really important. That is the way out of here, actually. It's more than just a dreaming process. It is the way how we learn how to create and how we learn how to remember who we are and what our life is and what it means. We are way more than just a human being. We are that now, but inside of us and inside of our hearts, we are something incredible, really. We are really incredible. And I'm not talking about ego or to make you feel great or anything else like that. It's fact. Inside of you is God, the source of all life everywhere. And you and God are one. And this is going to become clear. This is going to become very clear, very quick in the unfoldment of all this consciousness. And you'll begin to realize that everything you understood for the last 13,000 years was created by a consciousness that really didn't know what it was talking about. And so we're finally there. We're finally, after all of these thousands of years, we finally come to the place where we're sitting right on the doorstep of something beautiful and really wonderful. And so I hope that nothing I say is producing fear in anyone, because fear is not a good thing. It just slows you down. It stops you. It stops higher consciousness. And so this is why all the Incas and the Egyptians and all these various levels spent so much time getting their priesthood and their ones that were going ahead of us to not be in fear, not be afraid. Just realize life and death, who cares? You just go ahead. You just step beyond it, because you're going to find out that there is absolutely no reason in existence for you to be afraid of anything. And you're going to get there. We all will. We're all going to get there. This is great what's going on.
Thank you so much, Drunvalo, for showing us what's possible, and I'm really thrilled. I know you have a lot of other videos going on online. You have a whole web TV too. So if people want to tune in for more, where do they go?
Drunvalo.net. That is D-R-U-N as in Nancy, V as in Victor, A-L-O. Drunvalo.
Everybody knows how to spell your name, Drunvalo.
Well, they don't, because I keep getting questions. How do you spell this? And how do you say it? And so the other thing I can announce to you right now is the final step in consciousness, the very final step that takes you from human consciousness into the fourth dimensional level. We have mapped it out exactly, and we're going to release that in the next few days of precisely how to do it. Though you need to go, we've thought about this, and we wanted to just put it out there, but I think it's going to cause more problems. It needs to be understood in the right context, and so we're putting it out through the School of Remembering, and so if you choose to do that, and you have to understand, this is not a money-making thing for me. I don't make a penny on any of this. I lose money, but I don't make money. But that's not why I did it. I did it to give the information that is necessary to know. And this last piece has been held back for a long time. And this is the exact piece of how, when you finally have connected your heart to your brain and you've opened your third eye, and you actually have a gold halo around your head, and you understand all these things, but you don't know exactly how to move, we're going to give you the precise instructions, exactly what to do. When you're in the tiny space of your heart, you can begin to move along a line. There's a sacred line that moves from the tiny space of your heart into the heart chakra. And from there, you're going to discover, I'm doing this backwards, from this side over to this side. Okay, you can't see me anyway when I'm doing it down here. But you have a heart on your left side of your body, but you also have a heart on the right side of your body, and it's a fourth dimensional heart. And when these two hearts are connected together, the pathway is clear, exactly what to do. This is ancient. It's very old. And when everything in consciousness comes down to it, it is somebody explaining, your ancestors explaining to you exactly what they did. And that's what we're going to do. We're here. We are here. People can, right now, make this last step, and when they do, they will head into the center of the galaxy, and which will then take them back to the fourth dimensional level of the Earth. And it's been done. We've done this. Every person on Earth has done this before. This is not the first time. And we're going to do it again. We're going to use that simple, very simple pathway and get us into the fourth dimension, and then the Brotherhood of the Seven Rays. This is all created because we've just forgotten everything. And so we have to help each other through this, and we're going to do it. So at this moment, every single thing is in place and ready to go. There's nothing left, not even one little thing. And so...
even if we don't see that video, we're going to be okay.
The video now is in the grids above the Earth because we've experienced it. And now that it's in those grids, you have access to it through your heart anytime you want. And you can also get it on my website.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Drunvalo. Thank you for taking the time to do these videos. It's always a delight to be speaking with you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Lilou. Thank you for everything you're doing for the world. I really thank you for that. You're helping everybody.